Hey everyone, and welcome to Spec Bites. I'm really excited to have you guys along for my first little debut video here. If anybody doesn't recognize the game, I'm currently sitting on an island in Dinkum. Recently I've had the great pleasure of being able to do some streams with a good friend of mine, Reeps, from Reeps Gaming. And within those streams I've had a lot of comments on my designing projects. So I thought, what better way to enter the world of YouTube than to do a How Spec Does It with my design and gardens. Alright, so I've got a little area here already set up for us with 3 different little aspects that we're going to look at doing. I'm going to start with the house over here. Now we're going to start with just some basic designs, build on it a little bit, but not get too complicated. I've got 2 different garden beds here just to give you a bit of a different contrast on both sides to see what can actually be done and what I like to do with them. Alright, so come up to the house here and start decorating. Now I do have one main rule when it comes to decorating, designing, or just in general picking back and creating something beautiful, is that there are no mistakes. There's no wrong things. You can't go wrong with a bit of art. You can fiddle with it, change it, adapt, anything else. So don't be afraid and don't think that you're messing up, because you're not. I love my ferns, and I think that every garden bed needs to have an abundance of ferns, because otherwise it looks a bit too patchy or bare. My general rule of thumb with the ferns is to go one every 2 spots and then fill in the rest with sort of flowers and things that you like. I find that just gives a really good ratio. I'll pop these in real quick. And that's the start of our little design there. I really love these royal bluebell flowers. They're one of my favorites. So I do often start with that instead of any other flower. And I just realized that I didn't do the brick on here, so I'll just take this back out and we'll do the brick on this side. Stake there. There we go. All sorted. Those ferns back in. Okay. As I was saying, so I like to start with the bluebell flowers. Put them in. And I just rotate through, usually the red next and the pink at the end, because they're a lot taller and they get in the way if they're up the front. Back here will end up being a double, and then this pink. And as you can see, it comes together very quickly when you just follow that sort of plan rule of filling in. So that's our basic sort of decorating with just some plants, beds and some flowers and stuff. See the difference with brick and wood. If we wanted to go the next step up, we can add a little few things in the front and to the sides and some lighting just to make it, I don't know, a little bit more special. Let's have a look at doing that. There are a lot of different elements that you can use when decorating, and I think Dinkum has so many wonderful things. These are just my personal favourites to use. I did put down some cobblestone pathing here because it matches the grey of the building. It's just something to sort of keep in mind when it comes to matching in or just trying to blend in with the buildings that you have surrounding you. Let's get a little bit of seating going here. I'm going to show you the 2 different sort of seating arrangements I like to do, the ones that I like to use the most. And that is the palmwood bench, because it has a very soft texture, I suppose you could say, and just makes it sort of nicely blended in there like that. I also really love the ironwood bench because it has a little bit of a pop because of the metal that surrounds it. It gives you 2 completely different looks. My other biggest rule of design is I love to encase things, make sure that they've got some sort of finishing element to it, something that borders it or sections it off. We can do that really easy with these hedges, and I'll show you how that looks. Oh, get one in there. Alrighty. So you have a look at that now. Came together really quickly, really smoothly, all encased and looking very pretty. Alright, let's move on to the next one. So for this little area here, where it's just sort of all naturey and natural, I'm actually going to create a bit of a glowing mushroom area. Just for a little bit of a change of ideas. Let's keep the wooden ones because we're going to do something with those. And I don't often use the red flowers in the glowing mushrooms because I find that the light from the mushrooms actually makes them look a little bit muddy and not very nice. And we won't be using any of the wattle vases in this one or these benches. We're actually going to use a different bench for these seating areas, which will be the wooden couches. Grab some archways. Let's go have a look at what we're doing. You know what I did forget? The actual mushrooms in my cupcake. Alright, let's go. I find it's really easy, really easy to overdo when it comes to the mushrooms. So I like to just spread them out and have them just sparingly throughout. So you've got a nice glow, but it's not over the top and jarringly in your face. Pop one there. And a big one here. Maybe just a couple in the middle. Don't feel afraid of telling me what you think about this sort of designs. Leave a comment and definitely help with knowing what you guys are after, what you're thinking, what you're feeling. In there. Maybe just one last one over here. Now, although I love my uniform, very precise gardening and making like over here, how I have it very symmetrical, when it comes to something like this, you've got to be a little bit more reckless with it because it just doesn't end up looking as natural if you're not. We'll pop some more seeds down there to cover up those grassy areas where the mushrooms are. I'll grab those. I'm going to try and find that that balance between chaotic and symmetrical, pleasing to the eye. Which again, there's no real big secret to it. It's just a matter of fiddling around until you sort of find your way of doing things. Throw some pinky one too. All right, now, as with any garden area that I do, again, I do believe in doing the ferns. And the way that we're going to do them in here so that they don't stick out and look like a bit of a sore thumb is that we're going to bury some planter boxes and then put the ferns into them. Like this. Put that in. And as you can see, it's sort of hidden in there, but still showing up. Here. And there it goes. Have it. With this dirt. I really love the different sort of design aspects that this game can give you. It's just so much fun. there was this Christmas event just before where we came up with all sorts of Christmas things, and I made an entire town on Christmas, and it was absolutely brilliant. It was just absolutely amazing. Reeps actually did a town tour for me on that one, and you can find that over on his channel if you ever want to go have a look and see. It's actually really beautiful. Okay, I'm just change this one around here, just because it's just going to bounce everywhere now. You watch it. Get up on there, little speck, and get digging in there. Okay. Put that in. Now, let's put some more of these little things around. Okay. Now I'm going to leave the others free because they'll naturally grow their own little ferns and little bushes. So that's basically how I'd have that area just as a plain decoration. It's a simple one. And again, I'm going to section it off and add a little bit more like seating areas and things like that, because it just makes it feel more cozy, ties it in with the rest of the islands, and yeah, gives it that special little touch that you can do. So here. Again, things that can come together just so easily, so quickly. When you just follow that relaxed rule of don't worry about not getting it right, because it will be right. Alright, so that sort of nicely sections this off. I love these little archways. You make a little tunnel with them too, which I think is absolutely amazing. Like this. See there? Just so cute. So we're going to pop some couches down now. Right here. And one over here. I like these wooden couches because they're just soft and just have a nice little balance to them, I suppose, with the area. I'm going to take this archway out just because we need that for the ferns and things that I want to put in. I don't want to make it too crowded. We'll pop them back in afterwards if we think it's going to look okay. Alright, so in here we're going to go get some ferns in vases. Nice little finishing moves. And don't forget, everybody, to hit that like button and subscribe if you like what I'm doing and if you want to see some more. A bit of lighting in here, and look at that. Nice and cozy. Another way to dress it up and tie it in with the town too would be me going and grabbing some more of that cobblestone and bringing that path right along. See how that looks. We'll have to take that archway out in order to join it up. And then we can pop it straight back in. And back in. Like that. There we go. So that's those two simple areas done now. A little bit of an idea on them. Now for this one, I will start off at night time and then go back to day to show you, because there are two different sort of pathings that I want to show you and how they can affect the water. So I really enjoy how they do it, and I use them both just in different areas. So that's going to be the mushroom path and the pearl path. Now I'm also going to use some of the pattern stone to create a little beautiful area there. Now this fencing. Let's see, what else would we need? Yes, I'm going to make this a bit of a hot tub, I think. So let's go for fireplaces. So I'll do half and half so you can see the differences. The glowing mushroom path down here. Now this is really awesome for if you want to make a real statement and just have this awesomely massive glowing area. As you can see, it's really epic. And once the water goes on top as well, it makes a really cool effect. I'll pop down this pearl and then I'll show you what I mean by that. Oh, not there. I'm very unco when it comes to placing paths. That's one of my weaknesses. You should get them everywhere. And for the hot tub effect, we put the fireplaces in the middle, because then when the water goes over it, just gives a really cool effect. Very inviting. Right. Grab out this and bring that water on in. There we go, see? It sort of dulls down that mushroom pathing, but has a beautiful glow to it at night. And that's my dirt printer. Not that one. Okay, let's just shovel in some of that dirt. It'll be fine. Usually I'd use a dirt printer, but not too sure where it went. Let's chat. Okie dokie. Alright. Now we're just going to actually extend this out a little bit, because I really want to put a screening around for you guys. Show you how well it can look with trees and make it a little private area. One. Not fall in. Okay. Alright, so we've got this beginning area. Now I'm going to switch to daytime so that we can have a look at it as I'm building it. Hope you guys are enjoying so far. Please let me know in the comments there, and I'll try to reply to you, of course. Alrighty. So, what we're going to do is pop some lighting in for when people come in for a little bit of a paddle in the hot tub. And we're going to do something a little bit different for the fencing around. We're going to mix them up. We're going to mix it a bit with the hardwood creek fence and the hedge. We're going to do that by putting the hedge down in the middle of each corner. Don't be afraid to mix up your mediums too, because they're going to look really amazing when you do. There are, of course, things that don't quite go really well together, but again, trial and error. Down. Now this is the pattern path that I really like. I'll show you what I mean by that, because it's just really lovely to use around these sorts of areas that you really want to just give that delicate touch to, rather than having a harsher pathing down. Now, go ahead and do this. And there I go again. Semi-screaming it all. Okay, and so what else I'm going to do is I'm going to actually plant the trees around the outside. I'll do that all quickly for you. Don't watch that very long process, and I'll be back with you soon when we do that. Hey guys, so we're back now, and as you can see, I planted these trees around and slept a few times just to get them growing up a bit, so you can see exactly the sort of effect that they can have. Now what I'm also going to do here is make it a little seating area, of course, and I'm going to pretend that this back end is the edge of our village. This is what I'm going to add to it. It can be a little annoying trying to do it right next to the water, but we'll get there. And to tie it all in, make it all cohesive with the village, we can get our cobblestone path and connect it all up. Just like this. Of course, along down the side here, I would more than likely bring this back another level, put down another layer of cobblestone pathing, and seal it off with some sort of hedging or something like that to make sure it's nice and clean and secluded and fenced off from the outside world. Now in here also we've got, of course, our hedging that goes around like that. It's quite nice. And just in the middle here, we're going to pop our thing. Get out of my own way. Oh my gosh, okay, come on. Here we go. Hey. And we can also add in, I hope I've got them secreted away in the little box over here. And the stairs, here we go. Coming through the water. Come up. Chair. Just like that. Again, very simple way of just making a really nice water feature somewhere in your island. If you don't like the fire pit, you can also put in a fountain. I really enjoy putting fountains in too. And experiment with them being up higher or down in the ground. That's all things we can look at in a more in-depth video. If you guys appreciate this one, let me know, and I'll certainly look at doing a more in-depth one for you. But for now, I hope you really liked my little how-to with my designs. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and most importantly, stay amazing, guys. All right, bye.